You have to.
Republicans are going to, after they get through the speaker battle, they're going to have to get a budget deal in place. What advice would you give them to get something like on the border, get something on spending cuts? What advice do you have for them?
So I like Kevin a lot, but I disagreed with him so much on two things. Debt ceiling, most of all, and this recent border, the recent, and it is sort of a border disaster because they should have had that and they didn't have that taken care of.
They could have had it.
But the recent budget disaster. And I said, Kevin, this is the president's situation. This isn't you. Whoever's, I don't mean Biden, because Biden, I don't even think he knows what's going on. I think this is the president's, whoever president is, it's not yours. And Kevin worked so hard. And in all fairness, in one sense, you have to respect it. In another sense, I thought it was not the right thing to do. Let them solve their problems. And I really thought we'd have a close-up, and after the close-up, we'd negotiate a great deal. But you didn't have that. Kevin wanted to keep it open, and he said, we will not let our country close. I said, Kevin, I think it's wonderful what you're saying, but this is really, whoever president is, this is the president's problem, not your problem. And you would have been, you said negotiate from strength. You would have been negotiating from strength. And all of a sudden they announced out of the wind, they announced that they have a deal. And I won't soon forget the picture of Chuck Schumer jumping up and down, high-fiving everybody, because it was a big victory for them. They solved the problem for Biden. And I don't mind doing that if we get something good for the country. I want to do that. Look, you know, I said it the other day to somebody that was shocked. I wish Biden were doing a great job, even though that would be very hard politically, as opposed to the worst job. He's the worst president in history, the most corrupt president in history, the most incompetent president by far. He can't even get off a stage, can't put two sentences together. But I wish he was doing a phenomenal job, even if it meant that, you know, most likely you wouldn't be elected or whatever. But he's doing the worst job in the history of our country. You talk about the border, you talk about anything, talk about Afghanistan. There's never been a more embarrassing period of time in our country's history than what took place in Afghanistan. And there was no reason for that. You don't take the military out first. And, you know, it's so sad to see, but I would have much preferred. Kevin is a very good man, and he did something he meant to do well, but nothing was gained by, you know, they gave an extension, but nothing was gotten for either Republicans or for, frankly, the country by doing that. And I think people were ready to really start negotiating and negotiating hard, and they thought it would close for a period of time. It closes. The big one was the debt ceiling, though. We could have gotten everything. We could have solved the problems of this country with debt ceiling. And instead, Mitch McConnell, who's one of the worst Republicans in history, he is so bad. He's so bad. He's so, you can't say he's stupid, but essentially he uses campaign financing to get senators on his side. Okay, so I don't know. Do you call that leadership? I don't know. But what he's done is so horrible. So they got debt ceiling transferred into my administration. Thank you very much. And we could have gotten everything with debt ceiling. That was bigger, much bigger than when we're talking about the budget, much bigger. That was budget times 20. And that was blown. These are the worst negotiators I've ever seen. I've never seen negotiators like this. They get nothing. And I told Kevin, I said, if you do this, I believe you're going to lose your speakership. And in all fairness to him, he wanted to do what he thought was the right thing. And I personally think he played right into the Democrats' hands. But he lost his speakership over it.